Okie dokie, I believe we are all the way being recorded. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I am your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names and kicking candy ass, live in a living color with you only on Grande's Graveyard. And yes, we're here for another retro Wrestlemania review. My number 4 of my top 10 Wrestlemania matches of all time. This has been a very fun series to do. I don't know if I'm going to finish it before WrestleMania, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best because I've got 3 more of these after this one. And of course, I'm not going to keep you guys in any more suspense. Coming in at number 4 from WrestleMania 25, this is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Yes, sometimes it is hell trying to get to heaven. The great call by Jim Ross, and of course, words in the promo of The Undertaker. This is one that is on most people's list. This is most people's number 1. Like, you ask anybody what's the greatest match ever, they'll probably tell you this. And you ask anybody what's the greatest WrestleMania match ever, it's one of like 2 matches. This is usually one of the ones mentioned. And the other one that's usually mentioned is my next pick. Big spoiler alert. I'm sure you can't guess which one that is. But without any of that, factoring in, this is an all-time great match. This is the best streak match. And even though the Edge one is like a personal favorite, I had that at number 6, so it's very close for me which one of these is the better of the 2. I don't think you could deny the greatness of this match. Now, of course, at the time, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had done it all in the business, right? I mean, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, both multi-time world champions. Undertaker, of course, had since 1990 evolved and changed his character over time and had grown into one of the great WWE stars of all time. In my opinion, the greatest WWE gimmick of all time is the character of The Undertaker. Just so many great, iterations and changes and evolutions, if you will, of that character. He just did a great job, did Mark Calloway playing The Undertaker. And on the other side of the coin, you had Shawn Michaels, who, of course, in the mid-1990s was possibly the most flamboyant and exciting in-ring entertainer that there ever was. Other than a Bret Hart, I don't know if there's ever been someone more exciting or entertaining or electric in the ring, like the Showstopper, the Main Event, Mr. WrestleMania, all of these names. There's a reason he has those names. It's because Shawn Michaels was that damn great. And what was sad about this particular story is it kind of had to go through some tragedy in order to get to this big moment. And of course, what I'm referring to is in 1997 leading into 1998, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker had a really good feud. I mean, they had the classic, the original Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood 97. And yeah, that's got to be Kane. One of the best, probably the best debut of all time. As Kane comes in and tombstones his brother, The Undertaker, Michaels falls on top of the pin. And then, of course, they had that casket match at the Royal Rumble of 1998. And that's the match where Shawn actually takes this back bump over the top rope, over the casket, but part of his back clips the casket and he falls down. They finish the match, still a really good match. But a couple of days later, Shawn Michaels could not get out of bed. It was a severe back injury. And they were like, holy shit, this is something serious. This is going to put you on the shelf for quite some time. And of course, Shawn goes to Mania that year. He drops the belt and the Austin era begins and all these things. But we would not see Shawn Michaels in the ring for another 4 years until the summer of 2002, where he comes back at SummerSlam that year to work Triple H, and then has this big career renaissance after that. It was supposed to be a 1 and done, then it's supposed to be a 2 and done, then it was supposed to be a 3 and done, and then all of a sudden he's on the road every single week. He's on the active roster, and he has this whole entire second run and career that is just as good, if not better, than the first one. I mean, it was truly incredible to see how this guy evolved his style from the early 1990s and also had overcome drug addiction. Now, in real life, Shawn Michaels battled drug addiction in like 2000. He was fired from the company. He was in like a commissioner role. And then, of course, he gets canned somewhere in 2000 where Triple H turned his back on him, one of his best friends. The Undertaker said he was impossible to deal with. He was just losing himself. And then, of course, Shawn Michaels felt he found God and was a born-again Christian. And then, of course, that was all kind of brought into this story here. Here we go again with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. We haven't seen a one-on-one since 1998. They, of course, had that classic encounter in the Rumble of '07 where they're the final 2. That's one of the best Rumble endings ever. And I think that's where they planted the seed of, like, maybe we should do a WrestleMania match. Maybe Shawn Michaels should challenge for the streak. And, of course, the whole story they tell is the lightness ascending, descending from the heavens, and, of course, the evil people ascending from below. Really cool, like how their entrances are done here. Shawn Michaels is in the white and the top hat and all this, and the Undertaker is in the black. And they proceed to have arguably one of the great in-ring matches of all time. Just absolute classic wrestling match with just no flaws. There's amazing, Michaels is trying to chop down the big tree. Undertaker's with these big, significant strikes. There's the great part where Michaels goes to the outside of the ring. Undertaker kind of stares him down, and then Undertaker dives over the top. Shawn Michaels pulls the cameraman in front of him, and Undertaker looks like he about kills himself. Like he lands on his head, and it's just one of these crazy moments. As Michaels gets the ref back in the ring, count him out. And I love that. I always thought, oh my God, imagine they ended the streak on a count out like that. What a great way to beat him. I can't pin him or submit him. Fucking count him out, and he breaks his streak here. I thought that was kind of cool. There's so many great near falls in this match. It's a great Michaels is wailing on him, and then last ride, or Michaels will slip out the back door, go for sweet chin music. Undertaker will duck it, choke slam to hell. The amazing moment of Shawn Michaels kicking out of the tombstone pile driver, which is like one of the most shocking kickouts ever. When I first watched the match, I remember being like, okay, great match, because it's Shawn Michaels is going to skin the cat. As old JR would say, he pulls himself back in the ring. Undertaker catches him, pulls him away. Tombstone. It was not just your classic, I put you up into a boring tombstone. No, Michaels is in a position that he got snatched out of and then hit with the finish. Smart. 1, 2. Michaels kicks out, and the entire arena, if you watch the hard cam reactions of the people in the crowd being like, Shawn Michaels kicked out of the fucking tombstone. Like, it is one of my favorite crowd moments of all time. Just everybody in that crowd is like, what? Like, holy shit, man, this is really over. Then bam, sweet chin music, 1, 2, he will not die. You cannot kill him, or he's dead. And then, of course, it all culminates to Shawn Michaels makes the one mistake of the match. He goes to the top of the turnbuckle, goes for the moonsault. Undertaker catches him, tombstone, 1, 2, 3. 17-0. I mean, an all-time great match, just flawless in the ring. They told I thought a good story. Some people argue the following year, WrestleMania 26, they told the better story. And maybe they did. The match wasn't as good at 26, but the story was, it was career versus streak. If I can't beat you, I don't have a career. There was the whole send-off for Shawn Michaels in Phoenix, Arizona. That match to me never was as good as this match. This match was like the true show stealer. Like, no one could follow this. And unfortunately, everything that did on the show suffered from it. The John Cena, Big Show, Edge triple threat. Nobody remembers that match. Triple H and Randy Orton, which had the best build in the show, was one of the best WrestleMania match builds that there ever was, right? With Triple H invading Randy's house and Orton punting, kicking people in the heads and IED and all this stuff. I mean, that was a great, great match build, but it just was the win was taken out of the sails by Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, who I always thought it was a nice full circle story for that feud, for their, I guess, rivalry, if you will, right? It all started in 97, 98, where Shawn has this debilitating injury that we never know if we're going to see him again. And then years and years down the road, just about a decade or so later, these two steal WrestleMania in 2009 and The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels' home state of Texas and put on arguably the greatest wrestling match that there ever was. So to me, it's a beautiful full circle moment for Shawn Michaels. It's a match that I think is arguably the best in both of their careers. I do have one more Shawn Michael match on here. So it is not my favorite Shawn Michaels match, but it is damn close to being the best. And it is easily the most remembered and beloved of every single WrestleMania match. It's this or Austin Brett, which might just be the next review. Small spoiler there. But Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 25. I don't know. There's really not much I could say on this one. So sorry if this is a lackluster video, but this is more of a situation of like, I find it interesting how they got there, the whole story. And then, of course, the in-ring stuff is just, it all speaks for itself. It's just such a classic match from top to bottom. Really, really great stuff. But yeah, really love that one. This has been the number 4 of my top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time. Shawn Michaels, HBK versus the Dead Man, The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. We will be back at you next time with the top 3, of course. And it may just be a match from WrestleMania 13. Spoiler alert. It may just be. But everybody, thank you so much for checking this out, and we will catch you next time only on The Graveyard. Too sweet peace. Toodles.